Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I was sitting here trying to figure out or trying to feel into what kind of reading to do today or what the energy is that's present that we need to talk about. And I do have my music on again today. If you guys don't know, I get messages through music and have it on low enough that you can't hear it, obviously. But if something stands out to me, I'll draw some of the message off of the lyrics. I had to turn on the David Gray radio station today, and I haven't listened to him in a long time. And he's usually very somber, very chill, sometimes a little sad. And I was like, okay, is that what we're getting into? But it's also very self-reflective. The song that was on was, and it's the radio station, it's not just music by him, it's similar music as well. The song that was on is, or it was, Nobody Knows How the Story Goes by the Lumineers. And I was sitting here, like, trying to feel into, or maybe thinking too much about what kind of reading I was going to do and not feeling it enough. And the music came on and they were talking about nobody knows how the story goes. And I was like, well, no shit. Yeah, I don't know what kind of reading to do. But that's part of the message too, is that we are not feeling enough, that we're trying to figure too much. Sometimes we get up in our head and not feeling enough. So, resisting or having that initial reaction to, oh, I got to turn David Gray on. Oh, there's a lot of sadness, 144 on my recording, in his songs. So there was almost that initial resistance to feeling the sadness. So that's obviously part of the message. There's something underneath. There's some sort of sadness right now that we've been not listening to, not witnessing. And so I have this card sitting up here attached to my shelves that I have over here, and it says, I surrender it all. That just got my attention. It's almost like we just need to surrender to all of it. We need to surrender to all the emotions and everything they're telling us. And if we avoid one of them, we don't want to sit in the middle of it and sit in the middle of it and sit in the middle of it. But if it's present, we can witness it and allow it to move through. I surrendered all of it. I surrendered to the entire experience. I surrender my experience. I surrender the sadness to a higher power. It's like we're in the middle of this kind of surrender. Nobody knows how the story goes. Nobody knows how the story goes. I feel like we're in this limbo time period right now, too. That's what I'm seeing most prevalent. And there's this deck up here, too, this Flowers of the Night Oracle deck that maybe I'll pull one of those, too. I'm just seeing us like we've planted seeds and we're in this in-between time period where we've planted the seeds and we did a lot of work. We've done a lot of hard work on ourselves internally. And yet, we still haven't seen the reflection of it on the outside yet, externally. And so, this in-between time period feels uneasy. It feels a little too quiet. It feels a little too just, I don't have anything going on right now, and what is happening over here, and I'm just not seeing the result of it. I see this person like hovered over this seed that was planted in a garden and just like protecting it and making sure the squirrels don't dig it up and like really just like scared and over top of it and protecting it and waiting and expectant, and just like every single second ticks by. It's like, nope, not here yet. Nope, not here yet. Nope, not sprouted yet. Nope, not sprouted yet. But also this really protective, let me make sure that nothing fucks it up either, because then, oh my God, I'm going to have to do it all over again or whatever. There's always a waste of time. It's very like, and also when is it going to sprout? When is it going to sprout? When is it going to sprout? there is this feeling of just wanting to just sit back and admire the work that you've done. This in-between time period it's time to shift the perspective and look at all of the hard work that you've put in. Look at how beautiful the earth looks tilled the way that it is, and all the weeds are pulled, and it's like laid out really beautiful and fresh and ripe and primed for growth. And it's beautiful. And it's coming. We know that it is. We have to have faith that we've seen how seeds grow. We have seen flowers bloom. We know that we plant the seed, we water it, the sun hits it, and it is going to grow. So there is something that you have started in your life or asked for, a relationship, money, abundance, happiness, a new house. I'm seeing that there are people that are wanting to or wondering if they should move right now. There are seeds that are planted, and we just need to have faith that they are growing right now. Not that they're going to grow. They're going to sprout, but they are growing right now. We have to really rely on the faith of that. And just in the same way that physically we know that seeds, like literal flowers, will grow from these seeds, the seeds of intention are going to grow. They are growing right now. We just have to have the patience to allow them the time and space to do what it needs to do. Allow the universe, allow the earth, allow the forces of nature to do its job too. And in the meantime, are we going to sit there and just wait and wait and wait and put all of our focus and all of our energy into this growing? Not the wisest choice. We need to just surrender the rest to the universe, and then we'll step in and do our part and water it if it needs to be watered, and then step back and let the sun do its work, and this collaborative process. We can then go and focus on something else. Maybe we focus on our next goal. So we've planted the seeds for this goal, and now we just need to go over here and focus on this other aspect of what we can do to feed into that, and focus on something else, or focus on the next thing, or focus on another goal, another aspect of our lives. And next thing you know, tomorrow it's going to be like, oh, look at that. Something or someone comes your way and just shows up. And it's like, oh, when I least expected it, when I wasn't looking, this thing showed up, and it is in connection with what I asked for. So whether that's a relationship or, a business connection or networking, I'm really seeing like a lot of networking coming together. But right now, the current energy is this really kind of defending what's mine and protecting, being very protective, feeling very defensive. There's this defensiveness, and I really want to relax my shoulders. I feel it in my shoulders. I'm down on my knees. Again, there's this element of surrender. This is Counting Crows. I'm down on my knees. There's a lot happening there's a lot of message of surrender right now, and surrendering to. This is about creating boundaries, but not in a defensive way, in a way that is, and not trying to change what someone else is doing, not trying to change what is, just changing what you will accept for yourself. So if you are going to act this way, I am going to have to do this over here. Like, I will not be around it. I'm going to have to go over here, or I'm going to go in the other room, or I'm going to leave, or whatever it is. You're not asking this other person to stop doing what they're doing. You're giving them the choice to do it, whether they, if they want to. But you're saying, but if you do, I can't be around that. So I'm going to go over here. There is a little bit of the need to create boundaries. And those boundaries, what they're showing me right now, are seeds that are planted as well. So it feels like that was like an aside from what it is that I'm reading right now, but we have to, it's a fine line, and we have to discern the difference between defensiveness and boundaries. Sometimes our defensiveness or our radar system lets us know that there's something here that makes me feel uneasy that I maybe need to create a boundary around. So instead of going to battle and trying to change the situation and defending yourself against it and trying to take control of the situation, it's just an indicator that there is some sort of something there that's not in alignment with you. And you have to make the choice and create the boundary for yourself that this is what I will accept for myself. Now, for some of you, it's about creating boundaries for yourself. It's almost like you're a little bit defensive about seeing and taking responsibility for something that you have going on right now. So when I say you planted a seed and you're standing there just focusing on it and focusing on it and focusing on it, and there's a lot in your life over here that is being neglected and not being looked at and not taking responsibility for, or whatever it is, because you're so hyper focused on just wanting this thing to bloom and doing everything for that, and being impatient and trying to control it and do it all yourself. Doing it all yourself instead of allowing this co-creative process. There are boundaries that you need to set with yourself that say, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I'm going to choose to relax and surrender that to the universe. And over here, I'm going to face the things that I'm avoiding. So a lot of this focus over here on work that you've been doing or on a relationship that you're trying to draw in, like all of your focus is over there. Part of the reason for that is that you are avoiding, that's what some of this defensiveness is that you're procrastinating and avoiding a situation over here. Maybe you're super, super focused on your drawing a relationship in because you are avoiding this feeling of loneliness over here, or overwhelm over here, or unhappiness, or financial stress, or something like that. You're needing to set a boundary for yourself that I am not going to allow myself to step into this garden and look for what it is that's planted, or if my seed is growing, until I do this, and this over here. I'm going to create that boundary and that goal for myself. Like, I'm not going to check my Facebook group, or I'm not going to check my TikTok followers and see how many TikTok followers I have, or connect with people on there before I go for a run this morning, or before I exercise. I am going to choose myself. And I'm going to do this for the house. I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to do this for my finances. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to interact for this amount of time with my people online or something like that. Right? It feels like a lot of you are needing to create boundaries. Throat chakra. But there's this defensiveness in facing that. I keep hearing it again, that I'm down on my knees by Counting Crows in that song. I'm down on my knees. self-care. Self-care is also, and self-love is not always just taking a salt bath and getting a massage, and sometimes it's doing the things that you don't necessarily love, like exercising or eating right or sitting down and doing your taxes or something like that. Like, that is self-care, but it sometimes really sucks. But that is still self-love. So it feels like one of the obstacles is it feels like it just takes way too long. Just, the process of this is, I just want it now. It just takes too long. This Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And also it's about, a message too. It's almost like I really want to connect with my people. I really want to communicate. I really want to, do the things that I want to do, but I can't do them enough, or I want to do them all the time. That's the only thing that I want to be doing. And it's almost like you're throwing yourself fully into that because that's what feels good. And the rest of the stuff is really mundane, and all the details in it it's like, it's just all moving too slowly. But it's like it's trying to be forced. It's trying to be forced. It also feels like there's another force in your life. It feels like there may be a person there too. And it could be an earth sign with this Knight of Pentacles that is triggering you, that's causing you to be defensive. But it's also causing you to really look at yourself and take some responsibility for the things that are being pointed out, or it feels like there's another person there that is making you defensive. And they're definitely wanting you to create boundaries when it comes to the way that they are approaching the situation. But there is something underlying that they're mirroring to you that you're needing to see about your life. And it does look to me like it's about finances. So where this person is, they've worked a really long time to get to where they are. And so some of the things that they're saying, or some of the advice that they're giving you, is solid. You didn't ask for it. That's the problem. That's what's making you very defensive. But at the end of the day, they're mirroring the work that you've been putting in all of this time too, all of the hard work that you've been putting in, that can, the energetic work and the emotional work that you've been putting in. And there's a little bit of a merge point that once you set whatever boundary it is that you need to set, and then surrender to what the universe is showing you about this, they're showing you an aspect of you that is very grounded and very measured and very abundant, and trying to bring you a message about how to access that for yourself, and really how to think long term instead of short term, especially when it comes to money. Getting out of survival mode and going into thriving mode by thinking more long-term goals when it comes to finances. Okay? Yeah, so they're wanting you to it's like you're exhausted, first of all. You need to get out of battle mode. You need to get out of battle mode, okay? You won the battle, but not the war. You won the war, not the battle. There's something about that saying that it's like They just want you to be a little bit careful about the repercussions of engaging in a battle or needing to be right. Needing to be right. At what cost? Measure the cost. See the people in the back? See the carnage? At what cost do you need to be right? There's a difference between this defensiveness and just creating boundaries. And it feels like whatever situation has come up, whoever this person is, or whatever they're showing you, there is a lesson to be learned about discernment, creating boundaries, but also learning from the situation and knowing that there are many different sides to the story, and you have to watch out for collateral damage. Okay? You're trying to force the seeds to grow and not just allowing the universe to guide it. You do need to take an active part in your role. But again, it's a fine line between survival mode and thriving mode. We need to command our energy space while at the same time doing it from a heart space. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to just want to listen to the song real quick. Echo, what song is this? This year's love. This year's love. So I'm seeing for some of you that this is a relationship that you've really been working on for a long time. You've really been working on. And this other person is a mirror for you and really kind of calls you out on your shit a little bit. Whether this is a friend or a romantic partner or something like that, they really do see you. But there is work that needs to be done on yourself in order to prepare for a partnership. You can't be in partnership, 2222 on my recording, if you're always defending yourself against being seen or against the work that needs to be put in for the long haul. It's like you're being prepared for a partnership. And it's like, it is time to get some of your shit together. And it makes you defensive if people point out to you, like, I mean, anything that you're sensitive about. Well, why aren't you doing this? Or why aren't you doing that? Or you need to have your finances in order. Or you need to have a grounded relationship with money, responsible, grounded relationship with money in order to go into a partnership, a romantic partnership, because, you know, it's part of it. So surrender battle mode, surrender your need to be right, and sit back and listen first. Set the boundaries that allow you to listen and not feel triggered. And the answers are going to come. The answers are just going to appear one day. You're going to turn around and you're going to face your finances. And then you're going to turn around this way and you're going to see, oh, there's a sprout coming out of the ground. Because I haven't looked at it in a couple of days. Okay? All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Love you.